Hey guys, it's your boy Sushi here with another NTE video. So NTE is coming out at the end of this month and I'm super duper excited to be an official content creator for NTE. So you guys can expect a lot more NTE videos, guides, live streams, all that stuff. So for this video, we're going to be talking all about the combat system. Because even though NTE's combat may seem straightforward on the surface, the Esper cycle system and character-specific passes provide impressive depth. This allows for simple yet complex team builds, making NTE's combat fun and interesting for all skill levels, whether you are a casual player or a hardcore sweat who loves to min-max. Just a quick note guys, the information provided here is based on my own research during the beta. There may be changes upon the global launch of the game. If you notice any errors, please let me know in the comments below so I can correctly pin an updated message. As this is a beta, all mechanics are subject to change. Now let's get into the basic combat mechanics. Every character has basic attacks, a plunge attack, a skill, and an ultimate. You can refill your ultimate with basic attacks and skills. Some characters can heavy attack by holding basic, and others have special attack with special mechanics. You can dodge if you have stamina, which will replenish over time. When enemies attack you, there will be a red flash indicating that you are about to be attacked. If you dodge at the right time, you will perform a critical dodge, which will give you brief invincibility. Then, if you perform a critical dodge and then a basic attack, you will perform a critical riposte. A critical riposte will lower the target's break meter significantly and deal a decent amount of damage. Now let's talk about the break meter for all the enemies. This is the white bar underneath the enemy's HP. When their break meter becomes 0, they will take break damage and cannot act, so they are staggered. This is the best time for you to unleash all of your ultimates. There are normal attacks, and then there are attacks that you can parry. When an attack can be parried, you will see 2 red circles that will overlap as an indicator. There are 5 ways to parry attacks in NTE. Basic attack, plunge attack, skill, a swap normal attack, and the strongest, an Esper cycle attack. The reason why the Esper cycle parry is so strong is because it allows you to guarantee a parry even if you don't time it perfectly like you need to do with the other methods. Now let's get into the advanced combat mechanics. Now let's talk about the Esper cycle meter. You can find your character's Esper cycle meter to the left of their HP bar on the bottom of the screen. There is a total of 100 units or points of Esper cycle meter, and you can charge this with basic attacks, skills, and parrying attacks. Note that a successful parry will instantly fill your Esper cycle meter. When your Esper cycle meter is full, characters who are eligible for an Esper cycle attack will be indicated with this pulsing circle right here. How fast you fill up the Esper cycle meter varies from character to character and even skill to skill. This is called the cycle rate. You can find the cycle rate in the attributes section for each of your character's skills. So for example, I have Mint right here. We're going to look at her basic attack under attributes over here. If you scroll down, you'll see she has a cycle rate of 21 for her basic attack. And then if we look at her skill only has a cycle rate of 5. Now, if we take a look at the main character, the main character's basic attack cycle rate is 24. And the skill is 100. So some characters, like the main character, their skills give them 100 points for the Esper cycle meter, so they can immediately trigger an Esper cycle with another eligible character. Now let's talk about elemental reactions. So if you guys can see right here, we have the elemental wheel right here. We have Cosmos, Anima, Incantation, Chaos, Psyche, and Lakshana. So these are the 6 elements in the game. And notice with my current team, I have 3 of these elements and 1 element here. And notice how these 3 are lit up. So what I meant earlier when I said eligible character, I mean characters with elements that are next to each other. They must be adjacent in order for you to perform an Esper cycle reaction. Let's take a look at an example. So as you can see, the main character is on field and she is Cosmos element, which means that she can only Esper cycle with Anima or Lakshana because those two are the 2 adjacent elements. So she can Esper cycle with Mint here, but not with Adler and not with Haniel. Now that we have Mint on the field and she is ready to Esper cycle, notice that we can choose to either Esper cycle to the main character or to Adler, because Mint's element Anima is in between both Cosmos for the MC and Incantation for Adler. When you trigger an Esper cycle, you will also trigger Esper cycle reactions depending on the elements of the characters that you are swapping in and out. For example, one of the Esper cycle reactions is called Blossom, where you need a Cosmos and then an Anima character. And it doesn't matter if the Cosmos is first or the Anima is first, as long as it's one to the other one. Okay, so just keep that in mind. This Blossom effect generates one of these, and they do extra damage over time against the enemy. They have a bunch of different duo Esper cycle reactions here. We have a Hex one that deals extra damage if you're doing Anima and Incantation combos. But more or less, there are 2 elements or dual elemental Esper cycle reactions for each of the elements. We also have some trio elemental buffs. So if you run the top 3 elements, you activate Charge, which grants the active character 10 additional ultimate energy when the Leben Blooms hit targets affected by Remora. And then if you run the bottom 3 elements, you activate Discord, which deducts a percentage of the target's break when they are simultaneously affected by Nova and Scorch. Characters also have specific passive bonuses for their entry or support skill that you can level up. So for Mint here, as you can see, I don't have the skill activated yet, but if I did and I activated Blossom, this would expand the Leben Bloom's damage area on hit, so bigger AoE. Another example is Adler here. If you apply Scorch and you also have his Psycho Enhancement, he applies one of 3 random debuffs whenever Scorch is inflicted on a target, minus 20% attack, minus 10% Esper res, or a plus 10% break efficiency lasting for 15 seconds. So these are very, very important. To level them up, you guys can see here, the support skill or entry skill is the swap in skill when you have an Esper cycle. This is the Esper cycle enhancement for specific characters and their corresponding elements. The last thing I want to cover in this video is all the information on the right side of the screen. So you will see 4 icons for the 4 characters in your party. You will also see their HP bar under their icon in either white or red, depending on how much HP they have. You can also see which characters you can Esper cycle into, and each character has 2 icons next to them. The top icon tells you whether or not that character's ultimate is fully charged, and the bottom icon tells you how much of that character's Esper cycle meter is filled. So in this example, MC has full HP, can Esper cycle, no ult, with 0 Esper cycle meter. Mint has low HP, she is on field, no ult, with 100 Esper cycle meter. Adler has full HP, he can Esper cycle, he has his ult, and he has 0 Esper cycle meter. Haniel has full HP, but she cannot Esper cycle. She has her ultimate, and she has about 30 Esper cycle meter. Alright guys, that's it for this video. If you found the video helpful or you enjoyed it, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I'm going to be uploading so much NTE content. I'm going to be streaming it every single night. So if you want to keep updated on that, please hit the subscribe button. I stream every single night, guys. If I don't see you on stream, then I'll see you in the next video. Bye.